Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. Before we start, I'd really like to thank everyone for being here as I'm appreciative. But more so, I want to wish you all continued prosperity, health, wealth, happiness, love, joy, everything that 2022 has to offer for you. I'm about it and I want it for you. All right, so embrace it and let us start the year as best as we can and understand that we can live today, we can enjoy today, and we can prepare for the future. We can prepare for tomorrow. And that's exactly what we're doing here today. We are going to we're going to talk, pardon me. My first time speaking. We're going to talk about boosting your career in 2022 with amazing tips and resources. And there's a wonderful, beautiful, illustrious young woman that is sharing the screen with me today, and it is my friend and colleague, Stacy Lewis. So, Stacy, before I ramble on, please come on in here and tell the good people, hey.
Hey, hey, hey. Happy New Year, everyone. Prosperous 2022, echoing 1,000,000% everything that Tech Tie has shared. Hoping that this is going to be your biggest and best year ever, and excited to start this conversation today.
Did she just outdo my intro? I love it. I love it.
You're
See?
giving me good energy. I can't help it. I can't help it.
Listen, I am excited to talk to the people, my people, and I'm excited for them to get a chance to engage and interact with you because, I mean, you've been the homie, you've been the friend, you've been the colleague for a while, and you're doing big things out here. So let's get into it. I briefly introduced you to Stacy Lewis, but I really haven't told you much about Stacy the Lewis or the Stacy Lewis. Gotta have the honorifics. I'm all about respect. RESPECT. Find out what. Okay. Well, that is singing is not my ministry. So moving on. Everyone, Stacy Lewis is the CEO of Career Support Group. This is a newer endeavor from my colleague because she is very much interested in helping early career starters as well as career changers navigate this landscape. But don't get it twisted because she has a longstanding history in human resources that spans more than a decade. And I mean, go check out her LinkedIn and act like you know, okay? She's also currently the Director of Human Resources and Operations at Echoing Green, a really fantastic mission based nonprofit here in Nueva York. Stand up for New York. I'm from New. Well, it's not about me, but yeah. It's not about me. It's about Stacy, and Stacy is a native New Yorker and also currently resides in New York. So, I don't. I get very excited. I know y'all know that I get very excited. So, we're going to be talking with Stacy today about boosting your career in 2022. And I've said that already. So, let's jump in. And in jumping in, I definitely like to talk about the fact that as a CEO of Career Support Group, tell us why. Why do you do what you do? Been doing what you did, finna do what you finna do. Please tell us, enlighten us.
Well, as you mentioned, I've been in the role of human resources, either recruiting, career support for well over 10 years, almost hitting 20. So I've met a lot of people. I have seen the potential in people in environments where it can flourish and in environments where it falls away. And I want to help more people find the career that they want, not the job that they need. I think we have all been kind of conditioned to we need a job, we need a certain level of achievement to be valued. And I believe that we only get one opportunity in this world. We only get one opportunity in this life, and you should live the best life possible, doing things that you enjoy, that bring you peace, that bring you happiness. And if it brings you some wealth in the process, even better. So that was the foundation of the Career Support Group. And I am on this journey with you all and have some exciting information to share that I hope we will take and run with for 2022.
Well, all right then. Well said. Well said. And because I am somewhat of a host, moderator, homie whisperer, supporter, all of those things, tech tie, I want to get into the fact that you came up with a really great list for boosting your career in 2022. And that's what you're calling the Great Eight. So let's get into this Great Eight and why eight specifically. These eight tips or these eight resources, techniques. Tell us about your Great Eight.
The Great Eight are 8 tips and resources that folks can use to really take a look at where their career is right now and help begin the thought process of where do you want to go next? Are there things you want to learn? Are there new things you want to do? Do you want to stay in the organization or company that you're with now? Or do you is this the year that you're going to make that change, make that move, and go into a new field that you've never worked in before? So these 8 tips are really designed to get people thinking about how to position and market themselves for that career that they want in 2022.
Well said. So let's go ahead and start with your first tip. I'm going to, at the end of this, highlight all the tips on the screen. So please follow along with me, everyone. I know your first tip is review and update your resume. That seems so simple, that seems innocuous, but I don't think many people do it. So
Yeah.
it seems cool and it seems fitting that you put the most obvious thing as the first tip, but I'm going to let you get into that because I mean, we're on a professional network and you
Mm-hmm.
would think that that would be obvious. It's obvious to me, but
Mm-hmm.
why would you put that as your very first tip to review as well as update your resume?
Yeah, updating your resume, I think, is really important, especially if you've not been in the job market for a while. You may want to take a look at what roles are on there. I've seen resume where people have their like first job out of college and they've been working for well over 20 years. All of that information is no longer relevant, right? So employers, headhunters, recruiters are looking for like the most relevant experience that you have. So that's an opportunity to update your resume. Take that Lotus 1, 2, 3 off of your skill set. We have way moved past those kinds of tools and technologies. So what are the technologies that you're using now? Have you learned any new skills? Have you gotten any certifications? All of those things should be included in your resume to make you more marketable and interesting for recruiters or hiring managers to reach out to. Again, often get complacent when we've been in a role for a long time and we don't think that, I can just send this out and folks will want to talk to me. But the career market has changed. It has changed significantly in the past 5 years, and it has changed exponentially in the last 2 years. This COVID pandemic has shifted the way we think about work, has shifted the way that corporations and employers look at employees and what matters to them. So this is an opportunity to begin to like shoot your shot, leverage the skills and the tools that you have gained, and really highlight your experience. Like, what are the things that you can do, and what makes you such an amazing candidate? Like, why should I want to talk to you as a recruiter or a hiring manager?
See, y'all, I've been telling y'all, shoot your shot. I'm a shooter. I'm out here. Kobe, you know, and I've been telling y'all this. I mean, sometimes y'all want to listen to your girl. You want to hear her talk her. But see, now the Stacy Lewis is echoing and affirming the things that I'm telling you. And I didn't pay her to. And this video is not sponsored. LinkedIn, LinkedIn. Sorry. I figured bring a full circle from 2021 to 2022. LinkedIn, why don't you sponsor me? Why won't you sponsor me? Why don't you love me? I'm sorry. Once again, singing is not my ministry, so bringing it back. Thank you so much. Let me focus. We were just talking about tip number one or technique number one on the Great Eight list. So, do you want to get into tip number two?
Sure. Tip number two is giving your network what I call a spring cleaning.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Reboot,
Reboot,
reset.
refresh, restart. Um, yeah, I think in this last year, I have really optimized the power of LinkedIn, especially. Um, and
Here we
just
are.
more active, just being more active in this space, reconnecting with people and meeting a lot of new people in this space. I don't think we talk about LinkedIn enough or other tools where you can network virtually online. You may want, if you are interested in starting a new career, if you want to learn especially about a new industry, a new field, a new skill, go through your LinkedIn profiles, go through your network. Are there folks that you haven't spoken to in a long time? Reach out to them, begin to refresh those connections and let them know what you're thinking about. I'm interested in moving into graphic design and I've never done it professionally before. Would you be willing to have a 15-minute virtual coffee with me to talk about your experience as a virtual designer, a graphic designer? It's definitely a great opportunity to begin to rebuild some networks, and you want to join some groups as well, professional groups, to network and meet with more people. And I'm sure we will talk about that a little bit more as we go through this conversation. But really, use your network. You never know who knows what job is out there, what meetup is happening where you can meet and connect with more people. So really begin to get more active with your network and start that reboot process.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I told y'all. I told y'all. Like LinkedIn is where it's at. They are investing even more money, time,
Mhm.
energy on community and content creation, you know? And Stacy did go ahead and she mentioned groups, things that I'm always talking about. Find your people. I don't use the word tribe because that's a pejorative term. Find your
Mhm.
community.
Mhm.
Find your community within this large network on this very powerful, extensive, expansive platform that
Mhm.
has 714 plus million
Mhm.
people on it. Please, please. And if you don't find something that that doesn't quite fit, that's not for you, this porridge is too hot, this porridge is too cold, then create your own porridge. Create your own porridge, start your own
Right.
group. And as a little segue into groups, just want to let y'all know that Stacy has her own group called the Skills Box. So you can look for the Skills Box and you can join Stacy's groups where she's going to be dropping checklists and tips and tricks and techniques for all of the people within her community that want to get more concentrated and updated information that about this great time of upskilling and reskilling, so look into it. Like really
Mhm.
take advantage. I'll be posting that later on.
Mhm.
But we were just on the second tip. We've got so much more to share with you on this list of the great eight.
Mhm.
So now I want to get into the third tip, which is Google yourself. Google me, baby. Google me, baby. I don't know. Maybe I'm dating myself, but I'm not sure if y'all know the song by Tiana Taylor, like this song that she was well known for. You don't got to shake your head that hard, Stacey. But it was called Google Me, baby, when she was like 16. When she came out, she was on My Sweet 16, MTV.
Mhm.
I'm really let me pull that back. But Google yourself. So before I do too much more. And it's so funny because I'm not extra in real life, but something about being on live. All right, sorry. Stacey, please tell us more about Googling yourself.
Yeah, in this virtual digital age that we're in, it is real easy for employers to put your name in a Google search and just see what comes up. So make sure that when they do that, the things that they see aren't going to raise an eyebrow or two or 12, right? Also
I
check
did it.
all your social media platforms, your Twitter, your Instagram, your Twitch, whatever tools or social media platforms you're on. Look at them and make sure that, if your grandma would be okay seeing whatever is on your social medias, that it's okay for your employers to see as well. Um, a lot of employers, I have been on searches and seen people lose opportunities because some of the things that came up in their Google search was a little questionable and they couldn't fully explain. So, that photo of you at the hookah lounge, you may want to take off of some of your social media platforms. This is also really important if you are in an industry that is driven by Google clicks, likes, social media. So if you want to be some kind
Engagement,
of
yeah.
influencer, if you're moving into PR or anything that requires you to have a strong social media presence, make sure that when people Google you, they see the efforts of your work. So if you are out there promoting things, if you're designing things, make sure that is clear, it's visible, it's clean, it is the best representation of your work. Because a lot of times, beyond the portfolio that you send to a hiring manager, that is in real time what you're doing, and they want to see how you're curating and telling the story of who you are. So definitely do a good Google search and see what's out there.
As I always say, people, only you can prevent forest fires. No, that wasn't it. Sorry. I mean, only you can curate your content. I've got to tell you, I am a contemporary in age with the Zuckerberg. I can't always remember his first name. Is it Mark? Is it Brandon? Is it Thomas? I know the last name definitely is Zuckerberg, but I remember when Facebook hit our campus and it
Mhm,
was like, no thanks, because I was getting ready to graduate and I didn't have time for that. So I
mhm,
can tell you that I've been on LinkedIn longer than I've been on Facebook. And for any of y'all that are the same contemporary as me or a little older that remember when Facebook came about, y'all was putting your whole business out there. Hookah, no
mhm.
one would ever know
Yep,
if I could.
yep.
All right. I got one picture that is burned in my memory of me on my way to actually go see my grandma, and I'm wearing like a purple handkerchief over my face, and I'm taking the picture in the back of the cab on my way to the airport, like even before was a thing. That's the most I got out there, people. I don't got no extra stuff. My homegirl say wants to tag me for everybody's birthday pictures of us in
Mhm,
college and after college. I was like, girl, if you don't take that down, if
mhm,
you don't take that down, you know.
mhm.
So going
Yeah,
back to
and
what
I'll definitely
Stacy said, curate
mhm,
your content. All
curate your
right. Only
content.
you can prevent your career going up in flames. That's what I meant to say. Thank you. Go. You were saying. You were
No,
saying.
I wanted to also say again, think about the industries that you want to work in as well as a part of that curation process. Think about the industries you're trying to get into
Mhm.
and make sure that your content reflects that. Like if you want to work for a political campaign, for example, you're going to have a lot of information on there about voter rights or voter registration or activity of seeing you in the community, educating people about whatever political elections may be coming up in their communities. So think about the industry that you want to be in as a part of that curation process as well.
Absolutely. So I, I let y'all learn a little bit more about me that I was ready to share. But thank you so very much, the Stacy Lewis. And just reminder that Stacy has had a very long-standing career. I was trying to be somewhat modest, and I also didn't have my notes up, even though I know her quite well. But a career that is going on 20 years in human resources operations and management. So she has seen the tide change and has had to navigate it and continues to navigate it and wants to share these tips with people that are upskilling and reskilling, new to career or junior, novice, and or career changers. So
Yep.
listen, have those questions ready. Oh, is it time for a little break? I can do that too. me. No? Okay. So moving on to our next tip on this great 8 list is identify new projects. I'm all about that. My project this year and at the end of 2021 was to do this, to be on LinkedIn Live and to really foster my community and focus my content on LinkedIn.
And
This is
here
not
we
fun.
are.
This is a heart for all y'all. I love you, LinkedIn. So this is one of my projects, and I'm so excited to move into 2022. Almost did too legit, too quick. I still got it. Don't ask me. Look it up. Google it if you don't know what too legit is. All right, MC Hammer. Is it? Whatever. Let's come back. Right.
Yes, that
This
yes.
is one of my projects, and I'm really proud of it. I get to have conversations with awesome people that are super knowledgeable and subject matter experts like thee. I'm trying to do like, how Will Smith does that to Jada. The
Uh-oh.
Stacy Lewis. So this is one of my projects that I'm sharing with you. I'm open to your criticism and feedback, but be nice, be kind. you know? So
Yeah.
tell us more about starting new projects, please.
Yeah, this is for anyone out here right now that is wants to move up in their current organization or current company. Identifying new projects will help you move up a little faster. Employers want people that are proactive, that can see the problems and not only point them out, but create the solutions for them as well. So identify one or two projects that you want to take on in your organization and talk to your manager about it and talk about how you're going to roll it out, what kind of process, what kind of check-ins you're going to have. And then at the end of that project, plan the conversation of like, this project happened, it went really well. Let's have a discussion about how I can do more of this here because I want to make this contribution here. And if you're demonstrating that you are proactively finding ways to stay on with that company, it will up your chances for getting that promotion or moved into that new department that you're looking for.
This is why you have to have dialogue because I didn't even think about that internally. I am not a career motivated person. I'm a community motivated person. So I'm thinking about projects externally. And I gave y'all my personal project, which is this right now. And me, I was thinking about another way to collaborate. Stacey was talking about how to internally collaborate at your current workplace with colleagues on projects, stuff like that. And I'm thinking, here we are collaborating, you know, in a project where we are community building. So whether it's internal or external, identify new projects like Stacy said, and do what you need to do and collaborate and curate your content. I'm all about those 3 C's: collaboration,
Yeah.
curation, content curation. Sorry, let me bring it back. Collaboration, content curation, community. Too much? Okay. Sorry, y'all. Woo.
And I'll throw
Yeah.
in there as well, if you are thinking about leaving your organization, use that opportunity and use that time and use their dollars to get the things and the skills that you need to update that resume, going back to point one, and start to really build and market yourself to make a move out of your current organization. So if that's the bonus, if you're thinking about leaving and moving somewhere else, use the time and the resources that are in front of you to get where you need to go.
Okay, Mariah, I'm gonna use what I got to get
Use
where
what
I
I
need to
got.
go, or I'm gonna use what I got to get whatever. You know what Mariah said. Y'all seen the video. I know you have because I've seen it a bunch or seen it. Moving on. Yes. So I think as it makes a lot of sense to me that the next step on that list is doing a project inventory. And Stacey did mention that. So, you know, thinking about your identifying new projects and your project inventory, those go hand in hand, whether it's internal or it's external, or you can do both. You can be within your company and grow and develop, and also grow and develop yourself, outside of that company.
Yeah.
One example is like someone I'm really proud of. I don't know personally, but someone that I follow and I'm connected to on both Instagram and here on LinkedIn, and that's Joy Ofodu. So if
Mm-hmm.
anyone's familiar with Joy, she is, I believe, a marketing manager at Facebook, or what is now known as Meta, and specifically, I believe the product that is Instagram. And she makes great content. And just yesterday, I saw the content on her Instagram as I was scrolling through mindlessly, like you all. And she has a recent collaboration with the Shine app where she's going to be voicing the Daily Shine every day in 2022. And I'm super proud of her, right? It's so exciting. It's like,
Mhm.
go best friend in my head or go, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm super proud of her. And then to see that she pushed that content also on her LinkedIn. I don't think
Mhm.
she's leaving her full-time job. She hasn't announced that yet, but she's been building her base, building her community, building her content, curating her content, collaborating on Instagram, which is where I see her the most. I'm not on a lot of different platforms because I like to focus my time and my energy, but I see it on Instagram and I see her doing her thing and continuing to have a full-time day job. You can do both, you know?
Mhm.
This one, that one. What about both of them? BOFFUM, both of them. Or maybe ALLEM, all of them. All of them. All a little tongue twist, all of them. All right. You can do it. No one's stopping you but you. And if you need some support,
We are here. We are here.
creepy enough for y'all. 2022. So let me focus back to boosting your career in 2022. Now, the next tip is a favorite of mine.
Upskilling and
Upskilling and
reskilling.
reskilling. Woo! Because y'all know, I do not depend on anyone to teach me anything. Like the internet's INNANET is free. Google is my boyfriend. Maybe yours too, but I don't care. What that got to do with me? But like the information is there, it's accessible, it is available. Upskill, reskill. Y'all know about this. I've been telling y'all about this. Reskill, upskill, Udacity, Udemy, MOOCs. I mean, LinkedIn Learning. Like it's out here. Go and get it. But sorry, Stacy, would you like to say something about
No,
award?
thank you for listing out some of the resources that are available out there. Um, yeah, Tech Tie has summed it up. There are a ton of resources out there available for you if you want to learn a new skill, if you need a refresh on some of your skills, you want to move from an intermediate to an expert in a certain area. Use this year to upskill and reskill. Added bonus, if your current employer offers any kind of monies for professional development or opportunities for professional development, take advantage of those. Sign up for a class online. Sign up. Um, GA, for example, General Assembly has tons of courses you can take online. Some of them are free, many of them are paid as well. Your employer may offset the cost or pay for the whole thing for you. So use that opportunity to build your skill set. And also, another added bonus, it's a great way to meet more people and build your network. And I'm sure Tech Tie can attest to this as well, of the numerous people that she has met through her groups and channels, through her upskilling and reskilling opportunities. So definitely take advantage of what's out there. It doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. All you have to do is dedicate some time and some effort, and you get a cool certification at the end.
And it can be free 99 because I mentioned MOOCs, which are Udacity, Udemy, Coursera, and the
Mhm,
like. I
mhm,
mentioned LinkedIn Learning, but your girl has a connections. I have like over 11,000 plus connections and
mhm,
growing.
mhm.
And I see some amazing stuff come across my
Yep.
timeline all the time. Programs that are accessible and available,
Mhm,
scholarships. I mean, tons of stuff
mhm,
for you to upskill and reskill. It's out there. You just got to be on LinkedIn and be
mhm,
active and engaged on LinkedIn because people are sharing. It's not LinkedIn is not just only about jobs. It's about opportunity. But you decide what opportunity you want to engage with that you want. It's not just jobs, it's not just internships. It is it's externships depending on like the industry you're in. It's the ability to maybe collaborate. It's the
mhm,
ability to that people are human beings share information like what we're doing right now. I mean, we've been scrolling on walls in caves, building pyramids,
Millions of years.
hieroglyphics out here for
Mhm,
50, 11, how many years, fingers and
mhm.
toes, you know? Why do you feel like you should break away from that? Human beings share information. Get on the YouTubes, broadcast yourself. Rubs hands like Birdman. Broadcast yourself. If you don't want to broadcast yourself because
Mhm.
you don't want to be looking crazy like me, my mama watches these. Well, she watches snippets, and my daddy is proud of whatever I do. He watches snippets too. Then you don't have to broadcast yourself, but someone has
Mhm.
already broadcast themselves, put
Mhm.
themselves out there, and you can find that information. Source. Who's out
Mhm.
there? Whose
Mhm.
phone is ringing? Whose phone is that? That couldn't be yours. Probably not. Moving on. Could never be hers. The next tip on the Great Eight list, and if you're paying attention, we're down to tip number 7 is get commendations, recommendations, not only certificate. Well, you know what? Get commendations at work. You know, I will let the Stacy Lewis, since it is her list, elaborate, clarify, and explain further. Stacy.
Yeah. So picking up again from your projects that you've worked on, you've made your project
Mhm.
inventory. If you had something that went really well, if you had
That can't
enough,
be a phone. That can't be a phone ringing in 2022. That can't be. Then there are no phones that make that
let
sound
me
in
take care of
2022.
that. Oh,
Did, did she just did the Stacy Lewis just leave during a live? I think she did, people. I think she did. I was just joking. I was just playing. It was just a little hardy har. But she left alive.
but we're back. But we're
But
back.
she's a
But we're
professional.
back. That
And
is the
she's good.
beauty of working in the virtual world. Life
I
happens.
guess I thought maybe I was hearing things because I have my earbuds in and I don't have a phone that would make that noise. So I thought I was hearing things, but I maybe you felt guilty. It's okay. Moving on. Commendations. You were saying
You need to get commendations for projects that you've worked on, especially ones that have gone really, really well. If you had a great vendor relationship, if you worked on a project at work and it went really well and your team members really thought it went well, get them to go on LinkedIn, wink, wink, and make a recommendation, make attest to the skills that you brought to this project. A lot of people look for that as a way to kind of suss out like who really knows what they're doing and who doesn't. So definitely get those recommendations from your colleagues. When you're having your performance review conversations with your manager, get them to put all of that down, or you put it in your self-assessment and get someone to sign off on that. That these are things that you accomplished and achieved here, because again, it helps you move
and
up in
PDF
the
it.
organization and PDF it. It helps you move up in the organization. If you want to move out and go somewhere else, you now have not only a body of work, but it's the same thing with if you're
That
looking
is your
for a
portfolio.
vendor, right? If you're looking, it's a moving portfolio, right? If you're looking for someone to do work with you at your in your home, for example, you're going to look for the ones that have all of the great recommendations from customers that they've worked with before. It's the same process
Angie's
that
List.
applies here.
I'm not sponsored by Angie's List. My love is only for LinkedIn. But yes, as Stacy was saying, and you know what? I'm happy you said that because I realized that Stacy has actually employed me for a role or two in the past. So in front of everyone, could you give me a recommendation on my LinkedIn page? Yes? No?
Yes.
Is that sincere? I know
Yes.
you. Yes. See, it's just that simple.
Absolutely.
You don't have to put people on the spot, but you can. Thank you. So look out on my LinkedIn page to see Stacy's recommendation of me. Will she ask me for one? That's in another conversation. I got mine. All
You're
right.
like, all right, mama.
If
We're not
anyone
that
has
girl.
seen the end of Insecure season 5 finale, we
Oh.
got y'all, but I got mine now. I'm gonna get a recommendation on my LinkedIn page where it lives in perpetuity. I don't have to go and look for it later on when and if I decide to find a new job and this and the other. Stacy will still be here. She will still be CEO of Career Support Group.
Indeed.
No, not
Absolutely. Not
Indeed.com, but
indeed.
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
All right, let me focus. And now, people, We are down to our eighth and final tip on this great eight list, which is, hold on, do I want a drum roll? Do I want a djembe? Do I want to do a conga drum? I really like drums and I know a lot of drums. So when people say drum roll, I'm thinking djembe, like, "Ba-ra-ra-ta-ta-ra-ta-ta, pra, pa." Or is it more like, "Ba, ba, ba, bang, ba, bang." I know no drum makes that noise. Okay, let me focus. Y'all are ready for that, right?
The last tip in our list is research the companies that you are interested in.
See, such a professional. She just keeps
Why
me.
would you, and why we want why do we want to do this? You know, you so all of the things that we've talked about today, I hope it was clear that they build on each other, right? And a lot of it is reliant on this wonderful network we're on, LinkedIn. Research the companies that you're interested in, not only through the Googles and the internet, but if you go through your network and you find someone that actually works at one of those companies, you get real time, real life, unfiltered feedback on what it is like to work for that company. Companies do an amazing job of marketing themselves and making themselves look great.
Or
But it's
not
a
so
very
great.
different but it's a very different experience once you get in there. So do your research and use LinkedIn to find folks that work there and reach out and say, hey, you work at so and so company. I'm interested in working in their marketing department. Can we have a conversation? What's it like? Um, Added plus, if they know people that you know, so then they don't think you're some weird creeper that just wants to get information or sell them something. That is an added plus. But do your research, because what looks great on paper may not translate into real life. And as much information as you can get beforehand, if you really want to shoot your shot, reach out to the manager of the team that you want to work for and say, hey, I'm interested in working for this organization. I have a great portfolio that I think would be additive to the things happening in your
Contribution. You know, I like the C's. Sorry. Okay.
contribution. So can we have a 15-minute conversation? They may say no.
Conversation. Sorry.
They
Sorry.
may say no. They may ignore you, but you never know. They may actually say sure. Why not? Because they may know of a job they have coming down the pipe, or they may know of another department that your skills and talent would be useful in. So do your research, reach out. The ultimate headline here is that you got to let people know what you're doing. Let people know
Closed
what
mouths
you're
don't
doing.
get fed.
Closed mouths don't get fed. Let people know what you're doing. Let people know that this is something you're interested in. Let them know that this is something you want to do. From my own experience, this is a new venture for me as CEO of a small LLC, which will get big in 2022. Putting that out there, projecting that energy. But I didn't really get a lot of movement until I started upping my activity on LinkedIn and letting people know this is something that I'm doing, that I'm helping people find the careers that they want, not the jobs that they need. This is my ministry. This is my mission. This is my this is my purpose. And I am living it, and I have to let people know. So you have to let people know what you're doing. And research is a great first step in getting to that place.
You see how she bodied that, then brought it back around, like, and researching. So, people, once again, that has been the Great Eight brought to you by Stacy Lewis, the CEO of Career Support Group. Now, this has been a really dynamic and really great conversation with Stacy. But like, what comes next, Stacy? You're CEO of Career Support Group. Are you like a career coach? Are you like, oh, what do you consider yourself, and how can we find you, and where can we find you? You know, what do you think would be a if this conversation is
Mhm.
resonated for me or anyone in the audience, hey y'all, hey, again, like what should we do besides connect with you? Of course, because this is LinkedIn and everything I say and do comes back to the connection, for the collaboration, for the conversation, for the community. So, what are next steps? What should we do?
So, if you're interested in working with a career coach or you think you need some kind of coach, you can go to my LinkedIn group, The Skills Box. There's a lot of resources there and building a community, another C, to converse with like minded people who are in the job search field or the job search right now. Um, you can reach out to me. You can find me online at thecareersupportgroup.com. I do career coaching, I do resume review and support. So it really depends on what you're looking for. Those are some of the offerings that I have available. I have courses available coming soon on how to update your resume, how to market yourself in a virtual world right now. So those are the top two resources that you can find me. You can also find me on LinkedIn. I'm Stacy Lewis on LinkedIn, and you can reach me there. I also have my top 5 list of ways to know that it's time to engage a coach in your search. So that is definitely a resource and information that I can share with you as well.
Absolutely. And we thank you for that. So, just a recap, please connect with Stacy Lewis on LinkedIn. You have come to this chat, so she is featured as a speaker. So, you can literally click through and connect with her. Not only
Mhm.
that, people remember when you connect with people, always remember to be kind, to be polite, to at least say hi, how are you, or, happy 2022 or something before you go on with your ask. Stacy is willing. She told you this is a ministry. This is her mission. This is her purpose. Okay. She wants to help just like I want to help. But just remember to be kind, she's very responsive on LinkedIn as well. But we're living lives. We're about to literally approach 2 full years of a pandemic. You know, be patient and also be kind always. So once again, you can go to thesupportgroup.com and you'd be able to register for a free 30, I believe a free 30-minute
30
coaching
minute call, coaching
session.
call. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And the schedule link will be there. You
Yep.
can also go to the skills box. I
Mm-hmm.
believe that her group is listed here on LinkedIn. I'm already a member. A family member. What's up? What's up? Founding member. And she
Mm-hmm.
drops tips, tricks, techniques in there. Also, I do believe that she has a post or will post shortly the checklist for how
Mm-hmm.
it is time for you to engage a career coach. Also, like just reach out to your girl. She's there, she's ready, she's interested in helping. And this is what it's about: conversation, collaboration, content curation, and community. So I like to be on time. I am prompt, and we are getting close to that time. And I just want to go ahead and thank you all for tuning into the very first LinkedIn Live of 2022. It's called Growth. And thank you so much to not our guests, not our co-hosts, but our professional homie that is a subject matter expert in human resources operations, and is sharing with us how we can boost our career in 2022 with actionable ways that build on each other. So,
Mm-hmm.
Stacy Lewis, thank you so very much for everything. Thank you for being here. Really
Thank
grateful to have
you.
you and all of your tips. So, with that being said, we're going to be out, but wait a moment. Wait a moment. There will be some stuff on the screen for you. So please wait and you can get the tips and tricks and the great 8. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye.